Good evening, one and all. Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2022-2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns, and also commemorating India's G20 presidency in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellness. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
The blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions. Today, we are commemorating World Smile Day in US. The first Friday of October is World Smile Day. This year, it is on October 6th, a relatively new commemoration or a holiday with a fascinating story created by a commercial artist named Harvey Bond. The day came about as a response to his creation of the smiley face. Harvey worried that the commercialization of the symbol would lessen its impact. We can hardly blame him for his estimation. The symbol has been used in many different ways, including clothing, comic books, coffee mugs, pins, and many. These little yellow faces are more than just a symbol. They are a statement about the power of smiling. In 1963, Harvey Ball, a graphic artist and an ad man from Worcester, Massachusetts, created the smiley face symbol. We all come to know popularity for this symbol exploded into the world of popular culture. It's every artist's dream for their work to be respected and recreated, and few symbols have quite the legacy the Harvey's creation has had. Throughout the years, the smiley face has become one of the most well-known symbols in the world. It has appeared in the movies as Forrest Gump and used as a motif in graphic novel Watchmen. It's so well known that just by saying smiley face, we bet that you can see it in your mind. The recognizable yellow circle with black dots for eyes and a simple curve for a genuine and pure smile. However, the original smiley face has more of an oblong smile, a bit more hand-drawn in aesthetic, taking up more space on the face than we see in the modern recreations. Because of its overuse, it started to move away from its intent of goodwill and good cheer, and he knew something had to be done. In 1999, World Smile Day became an official holiday in order to regain control. The celebration aspects of the day were simple yet effective. People were to use the day to smile and make small acts. Small acts of kindness worldwide. How we wanted to keep the smile connected to the human being. By doing so, you would smile and in return, would make someone else smile and brighten their day. The commercial artist Harvey Ball creates the smiley face in 1963. The smiley face is used in cartoons, comics, and for political movements. The popularity of the smiley face emoji increases with expansion of the internet and its use as an emoji. World Smile Day becomes an official holiday to inspire acts of kindness in 1990. Harvey Bill passes away, but the power of the smile continues, thanks in large part because of his dream and never stop smiling in 2001. The Harvey Ball World Smile Foundation has a motto, enhancing this world one smile. Events for the World Smile Day are celebrated in the United States and all over the world. In France, it is called Sourire, and in Japan, it was a peace love month. There are many organizations that could use volunteers willing to offer extra help, whether it involves cleaning up the environment or helping the elderly or giving back to veterans. It all makes the world a better place. Doing something charitable outside of your everyday life can have enlightening effects on you and your company. With work and other obligations, it can be hard to find for yourself. We all have hopes and dreams that we put on back burner. So use this day to indulge in your heart's desire, pull out your guitar from the closet, pick up a paintbrush, anything that deeply resonates with you, that will put you a smile back on your face. Not everything has to be planned out. Keeping a sense of goodwill in your spirit all day is a perfect way to celebrate. You'll have it in mind to keep an eye out for ways that you can brighten someone's day. Compliment someone's outfit. Thank your co-workers for their work ethic. Whatever small way you can positively impact someone, follow your instincts. You'd be surprised how much an acknowledgement can mean to someone. Happiness is biological. When you smile, neurotransmitters called endorphins are created that cause feelings of pleasure. Yellow is used as a color of smiley face because it's a symbol of cheerfulness. The Smiley Company office in London, England, is worth more than $55 million per year. In 1999, 470 iterations of the smileys were created for internet emoticons. The World Smile Foundation is a non-profit, non-charitable trust that supports wonderful children causes. So this is the day to show we care while we use smile emojis in our digital conversations. We don't always smile out on real faces. It's always good to remember the benefits that true smiles can do for our own emotional well-being. When the world seems in a disarray, it can be hard to find your own smile. Enjoyment might seem like a preposterous thing at times, but science tells us that finding lightness in the dark can make you less anxious, annoyed, and sad. People often neglect how much mental health affects our productivity. When you are in proper headspace, it can give you the boost you need to go about your day. It can also help progressively positively raise the energy of those around you. Today is also commemorated as World Cerebral Palsy Day. Cerebral palsy is an unwelcome global phenomenon global phenomenon which occurs annually on October 6th reminds us that there are over 17 million people impacted by this disorder. Cerebral palsy is one of the most common physical disabilities affecting the most vulnerable among us children. Additionally, CP occurs over the span of a child's entire lifetime with no cure. This year become a catalyst for change to help improve the lives of those with cerebral palsy. Dr. William John Littleborn, he was the first person to study cerebral palsy in 1810. Harry Jennings, an engineer, built the very first modern folding wheelchair to improve the lives of those with motor impairments in 1932. The innovative United Cerebral Palsy Association was formed to help people with cerebral palsy receive better diagnosis, treatment, and funding. In 1948, a key cerebral palsy organization was founded, and the National Institute for Mental Health was founded and organized to assist those with mental disabilities in 1949. The CDC conducted major US CP study. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention undertook the first US cross-country study on the prevalence and impact of cerebral palsy. Both children and adults with cerebral palsy deserve to be heard. If you have the disorder or you are a parent, caregiver, or friend of someone with CP, blog about your experience, post pictures throughout social media, letting everyone know about World Cerebral Palsy Day and why it is so important. People with CP need to burst out of the shadows and shout their confidence. Although there are over 350 million people who are connected in some way to cerebral palsy, there are lingering misconceptions about the disorder. There are cultures that believe CP is contagious, but whenever there is darkness of ignorance, there must be a way to shine the light of education. By attending an event on cerebral palsy, you can find out what different countries are doing to create awareness, and you may even come up with a few ideas for your own neighborhood. Sadly, there are many children with cerebral palsy who may experience feelings of isolation from not living in a positive, accessible environment. If you have a child or know a child with CP, throw a party or set up play because all children need to play at the party. Set up easy games for the younger children and video games for the older kids. Make the environment festive as well as they always see. Remember, the numbers are chilling. One in 4 children with CP are unable to talk. 1 in 3 can talk. 1 in 2 have a mental or intellectual disability, and 1 in 4 has epilepsy. So it mainly affects children. It affects infants. 1 in 500 infants is born with cerebral palsy. It affects preemies. Almost half of the people with CP are born premature. In many societies around the world, people with CP are kept uneducated and hidden away from the rest of the community. So cerebral palsy stigmatizes. In the Netherlands, a baby is born with cerebral palsy every 22 hours. So cerebral palsy hits hard in Netherlands. In order to correctly examine cerebral palsy, it is important to note what is not a disease. In fact, CP is considered a disorder. The effects of CP change from person to person. Those effects include a weakness in one or both hands, epilepsy, intellectual disability, and a total inability to control movement, such as walking. One of the big goals of World Cerebral Palsy Day is to promote more inclusive societies for people with CP. One way to accomplish this is to educate the world on the idea that CP is not some isolated disorder. In many societies, people with CP are either pitied and overprotected, or they are regarded with suspicion. Some cultures believe the mother was cursed for doing something wrong if a child was born with CP. So, World Cerebral Palsy Day is an opportunity to produce actions that will lead to more open minds and societies. Cerebral palsy is a worldwide disorder affecting millions of. According to the World Cerebral Palsy Day organizers, there is an active group of families and organizations in 65 countries working on improved CP diagnosis and treatment, better quality of life, educational opportunities, and charitable contributions to fund continued research. Today is also commemorated as Turkmenistan Earthquake Memorial Day on 6th October. It is an annual remembrance ritual observed in Turkmenistan. It is a day designated to remember the victims of 1948 earthquake that devastated the country. The quake, which was centered near the capital city of Ashgabat, is thought to have killed up to 110,000 people, or about 10% of the country's population at that time. Along with the day, numerous memorials have been erected in Turkmenistan to commemorate the earthquake that changed the country. On the night of October, massive earthquake measuring up to 7.3 on Richter scale struck Turkmenistan, an oil-rich Central Asian country. The earthquake's epicenter was located approximately 15.5 miles southwest of Ashgabat. However, the damage brought on these 10 seconds was catastrophic. The quake destroyed brick buildings, brought down concrete structures, derailed trains off tracks, and decimated up to 40 villages. So powerful was the earthquake, the parts of the neighboring Iran were also affected. At the same time, Turkmenistan was a constituent republic of Soviet Union. As a result, news of the earthquake did not travel outside of Turkmenistan, nor was it reported by Soviet state media due to their notorious censorship practices. Initially, Turkmenistan communist government reported a death toll of 10,000. However, in 1988, it was revealed that up to 110,000 has perished, making it one of the deadliest earthquakes in the history. Ashgabat was effectively closed for about 5 years while the city recovered and was subsequently rebuilt. The earthquake deeply affected Turkmens of various generations, many other knowing someone who perished in the quake or knowing. On the day, state flags are lowered across the country, and in Turkmenistan related offices abroad, memorial services are held in the mosques and churches across the country. Breath-laying ceremonies and observed by Turkmenistan government. In Ashgabat, many times the graves of those punished Today is also commemorated as October Liberation War in Syria, commemorating Yom Kippur War of 1973. The war is notable for the Arab world's small victory in coaxing Israel to return to the Sinai Peninsula to Egypt. Despite the heavy Arab casualties and Israel's relentless counterattack, the war was halted. The culminated in a form of peace treaty between the two states in 1979 and a new hope for the peace in the region. A notion would prove to be easier than said done. In Syria, the Yom Kippur War is seen as a watershed moment in re-establishing their territorial sovereignty, thus it is celebrated as an official holiday in the country. Israel's victory in the Six-Day War results in its annexation of Egyptian, Syrian, Jordanian, and Lebanese territories in 1967. The October Liberatory War begins and lasts for 2 weeks. In 1970, war begins on the Egypt suffered 5,000 to 15,000 casualties, while Syria incurred 3,000 to 3,500 casualties, and other varying parties, such as the Iraq supplemented forces, saw 278 deaths. However, Israel lost 2,656 to 2,800 soldiers. We had enough of 7,000 wounded, while lower than the Arab casualties. The figure has 3 times larger than the losses on their Six-Day War. Today is also commemorated as National Transfer Money to Your Daughter Day. Daughter marks your calendars. An entire day devoted to daughters getting some extra pocket money from their parents. And what a great day to be a daughter's, right? On this day, parents can transfer money into their daughters' bank accounts, hand them some cash in person, or use modernized methods such as Venmo or Zelle to help brighten their daughters. Plus, parents may be more inclined to fork over the cash if they know they are participating in what it is considered. The first wire transfer on record was launched in 1872 by Western Union a financial service company. Even though this company still exists today, money transfers have gotten low. Now we have access to several simplified options for how we want to handle our money. Whether you are interested in more traditional methods, such as writing a check to someone using PayPal owned mobile payment service to send money, we have the luxury of picking the option that best suits us. In 1969, Chemical Bank was the first bank to install an ATM. Since then, ATMs are readily available across the counters. In 1969, Chemical Bank was the first bank to install an ATM. Since then, ATMs are readily available in concerts, universities, target stores, banks, and many more locations. Even social media outlets want to help make transferring money cover. Today is also commemorated as National Plus Size Appreciation Day, October 6th. National Pulse Examination, private examination. Today is also commemorated as National Plus Size Appreciation Day, which serves as a great opportunity to remind ourselves that we will come across beauty. Our size does not fit on the purpose of quarter 5 and 6. National Plus Size Appreciation Day serves as a great opportunity to remind us ourselves when it comes to beauty of one brain through government of the launch of plant parents is genetically modified food. For example, National Plus Size Appreciation Day serves as a great opportunity to remind us and loves that when it comes to the beauty, one size doesn't fit all. Fit all the restaurants to make it an effective fatting class. take this appreciation day, give National Plus Size Appreciation Day a shout on your social media, taking up all about this day on Twitter, Facebook, and continue. Well, An overall theme of National Plus Size Appreciation Day is to make some bodies come in all different shapes and sizes. So do our clothes keep up the current trends in plus size fashion by attending a fashion show? It's fun to keep a pulse or on the new trends popping up in the fashion industry. An overall theme of National Plus Size Appreciation Day is to make sure that every person feels good in his own or her own skin. In honor of this day, make it a point to dish out a few criteria, compliments to the family, friends, and even strangers. Plus size is far being from synchronous with unhealthy. In fact, many plus size models are in excellent physical health. The bodies are healthy. Clothing isn't the one size that fits all. So many models had parts of the bodies not fill out the clothing that they are wearing. You may be surprised to find out that the modeling world plus size is designated to women sizes 6 to 60. So we can be a little insecure about our appearances sometimes. But what we'll do, what we love about National Plus Size Appreciation Day, though it is dedicated to making sure that the men and women with a little more love to remember their bodies are truly beautiful. For years, fashion ads only featured the ultra slim models. Thankfully, in the past few years, plus size models have been making their appearance. National Plus Size Appreciation Day is one of the great time to remember that these curvaceous models are accident with what men and women really look like, regardless of the body size. Everyone can celebrate this message. Let's work to end body shaming and instead celebrate all of the different shapes and sizes. Day is also commemorated as National Noodles Day in US, as we are getting ready to celebrate by doing the best thing possible with noodles. Eating them. Noodles are popular all over the world and range in shape from flat to rounded and twisted to sheets to tubes and many. They can be rice, buckwheat, wheat, with or without eggs, and even from Zurich. So eating noodles is the easiest way to forklift as many delicious carbs into your mouth at once, making that the nationwide term has been a catch for all the things past spaghetti, macaroni, and dom-friendly ramen, which means there's a dish out there for everyone, no matter your sauce and topping preferences. The oldest historical mention of noodles appears in the dictionary from 3rd century AD. China, the earliest noodles were shaped into little bits formed from bread dough and thrown into a bit of boiling water. Unlike other inventions, it is rather difficult to pinpoint exactly when and where noodles came from, due the way they relied on the innovation of home. In Turkey and across Central Asia, dumpling dishes evolved into manti, tiny, tortellini like dumplings. Some researchers theorize that Genghis Khan and his empire and the span from East Asia to Central Europe contributed to spreading of dumplings. Thus, both the Italians and Chinese lay claim on inventing the noodles, regardless of whether or where the noodle originated. One of the most enduring things about noodles is that how variety they are. In China, you have the chefs that pull out the thinnest noodles called lam mein. Meanwhile, in Italy, you have the broad, flat pasta layered with bolognese and bechamel sauce, better known as lasagna, and both are noodles. Noodles have both with mankind in nearly every culture, making it one of the planet's most widely eaten foods. National Noodle Day sits at the beginning of October, which is nationally pasta, filling this month with a variety of flavors and options, to filling a hungry belly. It's commemorated as National Mad Hatter Day in US. Celebrate the day-long fest of silliness made especially for those who want to wear crazy top hats while walking backwards. Make Lewis Carroll proud. Approach your local library and see if any activities are planned for National Mad Hatter Day. If not, offer to put together a reenactment of the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. The group of children who don't want to act out the Tea Party, why not read sections out loud and let children discover something wonderful in literature, or simply sit down between with a cup of tea and rediscover the adventure of following the white rabbit down that old wonderland. So, National Mad Hatter Day is a perfect time to watch silly movies with your friends. W.C. Beans, the Marx Brothers, the Three Stoogers, and Lauren and Hardy all have at least one member who wears a top hat in the middle of an insane antics, making a night of it, and you will be surprised at how these early films stand the rest of the time. Get dizzy and wear a funny hat. It can be cat in the hat type, hat, an oversized good cap like Reynolds, or fall back to classical top hat. When people raise eyebrows, wondering what you are doing, invite them to your tea party and share the story of Mad Hatter. We all need some silly right now. There is also commemorated as National German American Day in US. Besides being a great excuse to eat bratwurst, German American Day honors the anniversary of first German immigrants arriving in America since they touched down and created German town in Pennsylvania. German immigrants and their descendants have had a massive impact on American culture and history. From starting the first kindergartens to giving us the legendary of Santa Claus, Germans contributed more than you might know. Today we are celebrating the culture and brushing up on the history of Germans in America. So German Americans have been in America since the beginning in 1908, where there are several Germans among the Jamestown settlers. German immigrants arrived in more significant numbers around 1670 when they chose to settle down overwhelmingly in Pennsylvania and New York. In Pennsylvania, Germans famously founded Germantown, and Pennsylvania still has the largest amount of German Americans in the country. Between 1820 and World War I, the largest influx of German immigrants arrived. Many sought political or by 1970, the anti-German sentiment had mostly evaporated. German Americans found many similarities with other Western Europe immigrants. Today, many German American cultural contributions are so heavily assimilated with American culture that many people couldn't pick them out if they tried. German Americans now make the largest self-reported ancestry group, which is around 44.2 million. Today is commemorated as National Energy Geek Day in US. It honors the men and women who ensure that modern and new homes are designed and well built in energy efficient and sustainable materials and methods. These professionals are often overlooked as their work ends before someone moves into their homes, so they don't receive as much credit as they should. That's why we appreciate the fact that Energy Logic supported them in creating this national Energy Geeks strive to improve the homeowners' experience by assisting them in saving money and lowering utility bills. The homes are also safer and more comfortable. However, their work is often completed before the homeowner moves in, and the profession is overlooked. Many people enjoy the benefits but do not know who made them possible. That is why we should celebrate the passionate, intelligent energy geeks who contributes to making American dream of homeownership more attainable. Their expertise enables them to design and construct homes that will strive. So Energy Logic Inc. applied building science experts company founded National Energy Efficiency Day in 2018. It perfectly complements National Energy Geek Day because energy efficiency is at the heart of all energy geeks. On this day, we honor men and women who work hard to make homes more energy efficient, healthy, and resilient, from energy raters to existing home auditors. These professionals are dedicated to providing homeowners with better, safer living spaces. It's not a simple job, it frequently requires driving long distances, working in all weather conditions, and developing relationships with everyone on the job site. From tradespeople and site survivors to homeowners, for energy goals, G's, energy conservation is a way of life. The term energy G is a compliment rather than an insult. They talk about building science, inspecting the construction and the appliances. Whenever they enter a new building, they live and breathe construction science. So their vision is for a world in which everyone loves homes that are efficient, healthy, and resilient. Today is also commemorated as National Coaches Day in US. US Olympic soccer gold medalist Julie Fondy once said that sports not only build better athletes but also better people. So she should know the lessons learned in athletic competition translate perfectly to all aspects of life. That's because nearly all of the traits we associate to be positive in other people's take a crucial role in sports as well. Confidence, communications, teamwork. We won't succeed on the field, in this office or at home without them. The world's best countries, from Little League all the way to the World Cup, exemplify this winning praise. The top 10 states where coaches are most beloved by parents and players are Florida, Nevada, Texas, Michigan, California, Virginia, North Dakota, Idaho, Maryland, and Indiana. 93% of the American parents think sports coaches create a positive impact on youth lives. 87% of the parents say their child looks up to his or her sports coach as a role model. 98% think it's important for coaches to stay positive even when the team loses. Parents think coaches play nearly twice as important role in inspiring the young players' love of the game and than parents or teammates. About 65% of the parents think their child's coach dedicates an equal amount of time to every player on the team and does not show favoritism or single any players out. And 61% of Americans think coaches do not receive the recognition and appreciation they deserve. Parents believe has the biggest impact on the inspiring players, like treating all players equally 34%, pushing them to be better 33%, personalizing coaching methods to each player 15%, putting in extra coaching time 9%, giving the best TED talk, pep talk 6%. Nearly all parents agree coaches teach their players the importance of teamwork 98% and patience 97%. The qualities sports parents believe are most important in a good coach. Like when it comes to the most important life skills, coaches teach their players. 52% of the American parents agree it's teamwork. Perseverance is a distant second at 20%, with dedication coming in third, 15%. and leadership coming in fourth, 7%. So natural teaching ability, 5%, dependability, 3%, patience, 29%, empathy, 7%, passion, 15%, dedication, 19%, encouragement, 22%. 43% of the American sports parents think that the most difficult part of the coach is dealing with argumentative parents, yet only 12% of parents say themselves they have gotten into argument with their child's coach. A whooping 80% of the American sports parents think it's okay for coaches to be tough on their children. Only 20% of the parents think their child coach is too tough on him or her. 20% of the parents think the most difficult part of being a coach is the pressure to win, while 15% say it is staying positive and 14% say it is players who won't listen. So certain parents have a long history of getting too involved in their kids' teams. Watch your boundaries. Coaches need to make tough decisions as far as playing time and strategy. Try to resist overstepping unless you see something really wrong and consult with other parents, get a reality check. Volunteer to coach if you have expertise in a certain sport. Some leagues might allow you to get involved even if you don't have kids on the team. Watching young players learn, improve, and today is also commemorated as National Body Language Day in US. This day intends to make people realize the power of body language as an important mode of communication, be it a relationship with little verbal communication or something our pets want to convey. Body language is too significant to ignore. One can easily learn it by doing research or watch YouTube videos or attending TED Talks. Body language is a form of communication in which physical behaviors instead of words are used to express information. This includes facial expressions, postures, gestures, eye movements, touch and use of space. Body language is all about nonverbal communication, which is far more effective than verbal communication. Many a time, body language can become the preferred method of communication, particularly when there is a language barriers or even when you have to communicate with all people who are either disabled or faced issues with verbal communication. International body language expert Blanca Cobb is the reason we celebrate National Body Language Day. It is a known fact that body language fascinates people, and we want to learn how to read and use it to understand one another better. Cobb has been working in the field since 2010 and has analyzed the body language of the celebrities, offered her services in legal cases and dating and relationship studies, and offered incredible insights regarding networking. She stressed the importance of making body language a national holiday to highlight the importance of nonverbal communication and help people better understand. Contrary to common belief, body language is not reserved for humans. Animals too make sure of the body language to express themselves, and sometimes in comical ways. So the next time your dog is rolling an odd way of your cat decides to jump onto your lap after years of ignoring you, think about what it means in terms of body language and you will have the answers. There are four types of body language. Everyone expresses their body language by using movements that are light and bouncy, soft and fluid, dynamic and determined, or precise and bold. Each of these four movements have a different meaning, can help interpret what someone is thinking or feeling. Good body language is positive body language that puts people at ease. This includes likability, dignity, and openness. We communicate easily with those who display such positive body language. Defensive body language, such as movements and gestures that indicate insecurity, is negative body language. When people come across being closed off or hostile, it puts us off, shuts the passenger for further communication and friendship. So various resources are available on the topic of body language. You can watch some YouTube videos and listen to some informative audio content to teach yourself some basic body language interpretation. This is a fun activity to do with your family and friends. Read up on the basics of the body language, kinesics and proxemics, and take what you learn to see how your loved ones interact with one another in terms of non-verbal ways. To discuss more hilarious body language interactions you have experienced, and you can tweet your experiences with National Body Language. Post on Facebook or start an Instagram image collection. Smiles can be deceptive. There are over 19 different ways one can smile, but scientists believe that only 6 are for happiness. Unbroken eye contact is considered aggressive and confrontational, especially in Asian, African, and Latin American culture. Eye contact can lead to trouble. Typically, men tend to touch their faces when they feel uncomfortable, whereas women choose to touch their necks, jewelry, or hair. So men express discomfort differently from women. When people tilt their heads, they come across as more attractive to someone. A shortcut to being attractive. Holding your arms behind your back indicates that you don't want to be approached. It made the record books. People are so incredibly different and have different ways of expressing themselves. By reading up on the body language and observing more people, you can understand how nonverbal communication works. It can teach us about other people. By learning about body language, we can also understand and become aware of how we are perceived and how our actions express what we are feeling. By learning cues and understanding our behaviors, we can reflect that what we feel inside to a good extent. For centuries, people have wanted to understand and communicate with their pets. Body language is the key to understanding their messages. By studying their body language, we can finally understand why they choose to act the way they do. Today is also commemorated as National Badger Day in UK. You can see some of the shortest legged furry fellas say out and get into a cuddling mode, but no mistake. They are fearsome creatures who may appear adorable and docile, but can fight back when provoked. Apart from being adorable, about fierce fighters, badgers are also extremely important for the ecosystem and play an important role. National Badger Day is celebrated every year to appreciate the beauty of badgers and to share our love to these amazing animals with each other. The eclectic badger can be found all across the UK, with most of them being in South England. In North America, they live in Great Plains region. Most badgers are members of weasel family, Mustardidae, and mainly live in areas that are mix of woodland and open country in a network of underground burrows and tunnels called sets. The earliest traces of badgers date back several thousands of years. Today, they are almost a living symbol of the beautiful British countryside where they are popularly found. It's no secret that these mysterious creatures bring massive joy to people lucky enough to encounter them in the wild. Not just this, but badgers also play an integral part in the UK ecosystems. Their existence contributes heavily to the habitat heterogeneity, manipulating and regenerating soil health through foraging, and even helping to dispose seeds that through their young. They are also instrumental in creating new habitats for amphibians, invertebrates, and pollinators. Badgers also love to share, and their tunnels even provide refuge for other wildlife. American badgers are powerful and mostly nocturnal animals that capture their prey by rapid digging. Usually solitary, they feed mainly on rodents, ground squirrels, pocket gophers, mice, and birds. Other prey includes insects, reptiles, and eggs of ground nesting birds. The European counterparts are omnivorous and consume earthworms, insects, small mammals, birds, and their eggs, and also fruits and nuts. They are grayish with large black and white facial stripes. Though badgers seem friendly and cute, they can bite humans when handed. Hand feeding badgers are not recommended as they tend to bite promptly for defense. Badgers have an informous, clumpy nature. When they bite, they can pierce through the skin and muscles. Badgers are fierce animals and are capable of fighting off large animals like dogs. Honey badgers have been described in the Guinness Book of Records as the most fearless animals in the world, as they have fought off much larger predators, including lions and hyenas. So, how do you attract badgers to your garden? Leave out vegetables like carrots with some cooked potatoes. Try to provide them with some fruits, including apples, plums, pears, and unsalted peanuts or Brazil nuts. If the food hasn't been eaten overnight, remove anything that will go off and replace it with fresh food in the evening that would invite or attract badgers to your garden. Treat a badger with kindness with the next time you run into one. Although they are predators, they are docile creatures unless provoked and may be grateful for any treats you leave out for them. They exist in 11 different species and may be found on every continent except South America, Antarctica, and Australia. The den of American badger can be as deep as 10 feet with more than 30 feet of tunnels along with a large area for sleeping. Lean mean decommission. American badgers are mainly solitary animals, but they sometimes work with other animals like coyotes if it helps them hunt. Male badgers or boars usually mate with a single partner for life, making them monogamous creatures. Some badger homes are over 100 years old as they pass down to future generations, showing that they can be loving social creatures. Although the most badger species are not considered at risk of endangerment, the greater hog badger is vulnerable and the Bornean ferret badger is endangered. The greatest threat to the ferret badger in its vulnerability to catastrophic events. With climate change expected to harm them, hog badgers have a declining population in Bangladesh, Cambodia, India, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam, mainly because of hunting for food. Maybe because of their powerful noses, badgers keep their homes in clean conditions by creating a latrine pit as a bathroom outside their burrow. They will never defecate in their homes and instead make a pit out of dry grass and leaves just outside their burrow. The day can help spread awareness about the brutal process of badger culling where these gentle creatures are killed for being suspected carriers of bovine TB without much. The current cull in England was a commitment made by the Conservative Party in the elections manifesto in 2010 and has been underway since 2013, killing over 140,000 badgers. Today is also commemorated as Manufacturing Day in US. American manufacturing sector opens its door to celebrate Manufacturing Day on the first Friday of October. For those interested in making things with mind and machines, it's a day that begins the month of inspirational experiences. American manufacturing sector is gearing up to celebrate the manufacturing sector's contribution to the United States economic power. 2011, the Fabricators and Manufacturers Association, FMA, of the United States hit upon making the manufacturing sector more accessible to the general public, especially America's students and their parents and the policymakers, by opening its door to events, exhibitions, and so forth. The FMA organized the first ever Manufacturing Day in October 2012 to serve as a starting point for over 200 events to be conducted in the Midwest during that month. It was a successful initiative and received active participation and appreciation from high school students, educators, parents, and other community members. In the subsequent years, the concept became popular with thousands of people participating in events across the country. Each year, starting from the first Friday throughout the month, the manufacturing sector organizes job fairs, exhibitions, shop floor walkthroughs, seminars, and so forth for students, educators, parents, and community influencers. The day kickstarts a month-long exhibition of American manufacturing prowess. Subsequently, the National Association of Manufacturers, along with the Manufacturing Institute and various federal partners, including the US Census Bureau, are driving this endeavor. Today is also commemorated as Kids Music Day in US. This year, to inspire kids to assimilate music into their lives as adults, we can make plans to make this day memorable for both our kids and us. As it is no brainer that participating in making, playing, or even listening to music has solid economic and social benefits, especially for kids. It uplifts mood, elevates stress, and promotes mindful concentration among kids while they cope up with the pressures of their academic pursuits. Music education, both formal and informal, is known to have long-lasting and positive effects on many of the American society's most celebrated and successful individuals, including scientists, inventors, doctors, and entrepreneurs. The advantages of engaging in music become more pronounced, with kids learning to play a musical instrument or merely hum melodies, help them focus and realize their full potential. A day dedicated to music can go a long way in motivating kids to take up music as an active hobby and maybe later as a full-time profession. Realizing this, Keeping Music Alive, a non-profit organization that aims to help children leverage music in their education as therapy and for social benefits, founded Kids Music Day in 2006. By dedicating one day in a year, Kids Music Day endeavors to inspire kids to actively enjoy benefits of music. Kids Music Day also aims to inculcate the habit of living in the present moment. In kids, dabbling with music can help them understand the value of mindfully focusing on an activity to maximize its benefits. Kids Music Day, which started in the United States as an experiment, has become a movement spreading rapidly across North America. Apart from the US, some locations in Canada are also now celebrating. Kids Music Day was founded in 2016 by Keep Music Alive, a non-profit organization that leverages music for educational, therapeutic, and social benefits. Kids Music Day is also celebrated every year on the first Friday of October. This year, it happens to fall on October 6th. Most states in US and Canada celebrate Kids Music Day, with the popularity of the day increasing. It is bound to be celebrated across the Northern American continent pretty soon. Today is also commemorated as Inbox Zero Day in US. Each year, Inbox Zero Day on October 6th gives people, especially busy professionals and executives, an opportunity to learn new ways to avoid becoming overwhelmed by the endless barrage of daily emails, perhaps normal. Have multiple email accounts and receive several emails in a day. It can be time consuming and stressful to separate important emails from unimportant ones. Discovering different techniques and apps that can help us to navigate through the sea of emails, saving a lot of time and energy. Inbox Zero Day is a very recent event that observes to be celebrated because it helps people become more productive with their time. The app developer Superhuman started Inbox Zero Day in October 2020. The importance of this day has increased in recent times because of the growth of the entrepreneurship and fact that a lot of people nowadays are running their business online. As a result, people are receiving more mails on a typical day than they used to few years ago. For the young entrepreneur or the experienced office executive stepping into the world of entrepreneurship, all of this can be quite intimidating. Opening an inbox first thing is morning and going through all emails one by one is unnecessarily time consuming. Early mornings could be better spent having team catch-ups or important meetings. Thus, the need to celebrate Inbox Zero was felt as many companies and startups began to come up with new apps and services to help clients filter, sort, manage, and prioritize their emails. As the popularity of these services grew, clients began to experience the benefits of maintaining a zero inbox, identifying the best time of the day to check their emails on different devices, and knowing when to respond to them. The success of these apps meant that Inbox Zero Day is going to become more exciting and competitive in the next few years as more companies catch on this trend and business realize the value of training their employees in better inbox management techniques. So there are many ways to do, such as setting up filters, creating separate folders, and unsubscribing from mailing list. You can achieve zero inbox every day. Today is also commemorated as Egypt Armed Forces Day. That shows how war has a long lasting impact on any country and its people, no matter its the outcome. It commemorates the October War, which was fought to capture the War level line, which led to the establishment of more robust and unified Egypt. On this day, celebrations fill the air and thousands of people take to the streets to honor the army and leaders that led to the victory in 1970. Today is also commemorated as Honduras Discovery of America Day. In Honduras, it commemorates the day when Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer, first set foot on Americas and kick-started a new age in the region. The traditional date for this holiday is October 12th. However, Latin American countries have since celebrated October 12th as Dia de la Raza, Day of the Race, shifting the focus towards celebrating original American races and cultures instead of celebrating Columbus' arrival. It has become a day that honors the Hispanic cultures that existed on the continent before Columbus arrived. Today is also commemorated as the start of National Physician Assistant Week from October 6th till October 12th in US. Treating patients in today's complex healthcare settings take a whole team of professionals. Among these medical workers are physician assistants, broadly trained wide spectrum of condition and tasks. Their education focus on patient education, preventive care, and chronic care management. They can help patients improve their quality of life and manage chronic conditions. Physician assistants are unsung heroes and deserve their moment in the limelight. So this week is to celebrate them and to be thankful for their efforts. Physician assistants are medical professionals with thousands of hours of training. Their skills enable them to diagnose illness, prescribe medications, and perform many medical tasks. As the name implies, PAs work closely with doctors and other health providers. In most states, PA has an agreement with a specific physician and practices alongside. Physicians can oversee up to 4 PAs. The supervising physician doesn't have to be present when a PA is practicing, letting them take care of other tasks like while PA continues patient care. Physician assistants can prescribe and administer medication, acting on behalf of their supervising physician. In some cases, PAs can even perform surgical procedures that use local anesthesia without the supervision of the physician. In contrast with nurse practitioners who specialize in one area of medicine, PAs have a strong background in general medicine. This enables them to notice things that specialists might miss, making them a crucial component of the complete healthcare team. By relieving some of the duties of physicians, PAs will help elevate the pressure faced by the overworked doctors and trained hospitals and clinics. Established in 1968 as the American Association of Physician Assistants, the American Academy of Physician Assistants was instrumental in development of nation's standards and PA certification. Today, they promote the profession and lobby for the benefits of its members. Its first members were graduates of Duke University Physician Assistant Program, the first in the country. Today, there are over 140,000 PAs practicing in the US, making 400 million patient interactions each year. And finally, starting from today, it is commemorated as National Manufacturing Week from October 6 to October 13. As we have already looked at the Manufacturing Day, this entire week long celebrations aim to honor the contributions of the manufacturing sector by sharing information about all the work the sector has done in the last year and its impact on the country's economy. National Manufacturing Week is an initiative by the Manufacturing Institute, which works to develop technologies through public-private partnerships. The US Census Bureau hosts the celebrations of this week. So with this, we shall end the commemorations for the day. Thank you everyone for joining us. And we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form. Which has been raised in the form of votes. Certificates will be issued all at once, so no need to worry about certificates. We will inform you when all the certificates are released and you can download it from the website. So keep attending daily. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.